we have Cuban Raftriders versus Team John Cena.
Got Trip over here.
And I believe, let's see, so John Cena's on
What's
this
up,
side in the
Got the
live,
summon.
so that means you guys are seeing John Cena on the right, and we're seeing John Cena on the left.
Okay, so I've got Cuban Raftriders in front of me. I'm just trying to keep things straight. We do have the Gnosis Margrave, so that's going to be a lot of CC. Trip going very, very low. Ooh, nice.
Wow.
First kill comes in for the side of Cuban Raftriders. They're going to start to pressure up. They do have an Uncle Sven, which we haven't seen that many of them. And an Ashling, that's going to be super, super cool. Actually, the Ashling is on the side of John Cena.
Ashling and Wu. John Cena's running both of the new heroes, so hopefully you guys will see some good gameplay of those guys. And so let's focus on Ashling for a second right now. So she's got a lot of support capabilities, basically able to command her ghost to help attack, help defend, and she's also going to be able to AoE heal around her. And her ultimate's also a really good CC. Oh my god, the 4-man super jump up into the bomb site. They are super aggressive here, and it looks like HK is going really low, and he's going to have to jump out of the window, but Charnock is down there waiting for him. That's going to be 1 kill over on the side of John Cena. However, they're turning it around. HK finally goes down to Gnosis, and that's going to be a true 2-for-1 trade so far, but the fight is not over yet.
That was huge. And did you call it bomb site?
Yes.
All right, we're playing some CSGO up in here. No, this is
if you spawn a certain like
spawn on
the
B,
Serbs,
B
if
is
like
bomb
if you
site.
spawn the Serbs, they have this explosion AoE thing that dazes everyone around them. Does a lot of damage too.
All right, nice, very, very nice. We're figuring things out here. So far, John Cena is, Cuban Raftriders, John Cena is up a little bit in power. Things are basically even. The kills were pretty much the same. It all comes down to the creatures that were in combat, because creatures in combat do not generate power. So harassing the enemy creatures is a good way to slow their aggressive progression.
All right, and looking at the rest of the map, we're going back to the poking. So early off in the map, we saw some really heavy aggression, especially with Trip running straight into the enemy site, and that's going to be something that was really capitalized on. I'm not really too sure what the thought process was there, but Margrave goes in for a nice initiation right there, but he's jumping into 4 members of the team, and HK is going to fortify in the back.
Yep, Nasa stepping forward. He takes a lot of damage. They will pick up one for the side of John Cena. And now Margrave doing what he can. He's looking to get on top of this HK. Can he pick up the kill? One more auto attack. He still needs to get a little bit more of the combo. Does he have the CC? He's got backup coming in from the Uncle Sven, but Dossie's heals were not enough. And that's going to be a lot of kills going over to the side of Cuban Raftriders. Maybe if they bring down this creature and get one more kill, they'll get the first push of the game. And the power generation is okay for John Cena, but they're only going to get about half of that when they start generating shield after the first push starts.
I mean, Ashling is on the run right now, getting poked out a little bit. Now, if Trip hadn't showed up, they might have continued on that aggression, a 2v1 right there, something that they're definitely not afraid of. Now, taking a look at the team comps, it looks like both teams have a Vadasi, so that's going to be basically negating a lot of the poke war, so it's going to be all about all-in engagements, and speaking of, Trip is going in hard right now.
Yep, she's going to go in deep, taking a lot of damage there. Gnosis and Margrave are able to zone her down. Margrave is actually super low. He's going to stay behind the bush, or behind the cactus, not the bush. A nice kill pickup for the side of Cuban Raftriders, and they've got the first push. They're going to start pressuring up. They've got a lot of heals in with their Uncle Sven. He's done a really good job of laying down the AoEs. Trip did go forward, tried to fight down the Ashling, and they actually picked up another kill, so that's a huge amount of advantage. Oh my god, Margrave, are you going in for this? He's going to go in so deep, does get brought down, but the kills are going to wind up going over to Cuban Raftriders. They're going to bring down this monster that was spawning. They can start pushing forward and going for the wound, as the death timers are going to be a little bit staggered this time.
So right now the Cuban Raftriders are just looking for kills to make sure that they can get the map control and positioning to be able to go for the wound as soon as it's ready. And it looks like they have all 4 members of their team that are alive in the center of the map, and let's see what they can do with it. Wu goes in for the kill onto Sven.
Yep, Sven taking a little bit of damage. He's under a bit of pressure. Can he get himself out of there? Actually uses the focus, turns everybody into Motikas, gets down the healing pools. Gnosis will go in for the zone. So that's going to be a good defense, good teamwork there by Cuban Raftriders. They're waiting for their Guardian to push forward. They did just get a little bit of experience off of the summoning. Charnock should be able to step forward, but there's nobody going in deep for the wound. They are going to still keep team fighting. Gnosis and Margrave doing a good job of knocking everybody up, and nobody seems to have gone in for the wound just yet. I think Trip is looking for it, but she's under a lot of pressure. She's trying to sneak past them. Is she going to make it out? She's actually going to go back and defend. So Cuban Raftriders, they're going to continue to get positional control, keep on fighting, looking for some more experience, because it doesn't look like they're going to be able to go in for the push.
And Ashling gets taken down as well, so They got a bunch of kills off of that, but not a lot of damage on the wound. In fact, I'm pretty sure the damage the Guardian did was the only damage to the enemy Guardian there in that. So we'll have to see what they can do to try to pick up some fights on the back of that fight. Oh, nice electric slide by Trip, but the other Trip is going to use electric slide to get away as well. Bleed Dagger's not quite doing anything there, and in the meantime, Aisling finds Charnock, forces him against a pole, and that is going to be the end of that. Aisling picks up the kill and actually brings the power bar to about 3/4 of its fullness.
Yeah, no, that could be a really good play for John Cena. They were able to bring down a lot of targets as they win in on that creature. And going in on creatures is dangerous unless you've out-rotated the enemy team, because the moment they show up, unless the creature has recently used it every 60 seconds, they will be able to use a focus. And in that case, it was the Cerberus. It stunned out a couple of targets and brought down the Margrave. So that's really, really rough for Cuban Raftriders, who are starting to get some aggressive positioning. For the moment, they're going to be able to slowly start pushing back in again, and by slowly I mean right on top of the enemy team. Margrave is going to go in super deep. The creature hasn't actually spawned, so maybe he can make something happen. He's got that focus, needs to knock everybody up. That's going to be the shield. In comes the Charnock ultimate, a huge amount of damage, and that's going to be the wipe. Cuban Raftriders doing a great job. Charnock picked up another kill. That's going to be the double. That's going to be the triple. Can he get another one? He needs one more kill to get that quadra. It's going to be Cador that he actually body blocks things for Aisling, but Aisling is still alive. Can he get it? Aisling looking for the ultimate. That's going to be the knockup, but it doesn't matter. There's too much CC coming in, and that's going to be another kill going over to this Charnock.
Well, an amazing team fight over by the side of Cuban Raftriders, and if you look at the power, it's just about even right now. That brought them so close to the next wound, and if they get 2 wounds in a row at the very beginning of the match, it's going to be huge for them, especially if they can get the wound off of it. So right now they're putting pressure on the Bloomer. We can see HK trying to shoot at that as much as possible. Vidasi's also in the front line, seeing what she can do to keep everyone alive, but looks like the Bloomer's actually going to go down. Cuban Raftriders forced out of there. It did not get the summon, and your team gets experience for summoning a creature, but it has to fully summon. It has to get out of that transparent phase.
Well, that is going to be the map control, though. They were able to win the power struggle for that just last bit of power to be able to get the first push. Now, the power gauge is pretty high for the side of John Cena. They're, if they pick up maybe 1, maybe 2 more kills, they're going to get a full shield, and that makes it very, very difficult to be able to go in for the push. But in goes the Margrave. He's going to go super deep and get some backup from the Charnock. Can they bring down the HK? He's so low. The poison's actually coming in from the Naga. That's going to be some significant backup. And are they going to bring down anybody? No, nobody has gone down yet. They're going to look to get this creature, kill it before it spawns. That'll give them a bit of experience. No power gain at this point. They are going to slow down the play from John Cena, and it looks like they did just pick up the kill. Naga is going to keep stepping forward. Trip is actually snuck into the enemy base. She's looking to go in for the wound, and maybe she can pick this up, as that was a lot of damage there. They've got Trip going in for the wound. She's going to get that no matter what. We'll see whether or not Charnock and the rest of the team can follow up and make a play. That's going to be the jump pad from Sven. They're chasing down onto targets, but they're going super deep in the enemy base, and they are all about to start respawning. John Cena may have a chance for a comeback.
Evan, we're seeing a little bit of a chase, and Vidasi manages to take down Trip. Great job there to take a return on the kill, but however, that is a wound, and a wound for 1 kill is always worth it. So one thing that we have to note is that John Cena, again, they have the power advantage. They have half of their power bar compared to Raftriders' 1/4 of a power bar, but Raft turned it around before.
Charnock does go down. We're going to see whether or not Uncle Sven can make anything happen here with some backup. He's actually going for a big creature that may not have been the opportune moment. They do have the Margrave doing a lot of damage, and he's going to try and bring down this Vidasi. A little bit more damage. She is using her focus, so she's invulnerable. Here comes Sven for the backup. He's going to knock her back. 1 more auto. They will pick up that kill, and now this is a huge play coming in for Cuban Raftriders. Again, John Cena go in, and they are going to get brought down. Awesome damage coming in from that Charnock. HK uses the swarm, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to go down, and again, the turnaround for Cuban Raftriders. Can they get 3 pushes in a row? Can they shut out John Cena?
Yeah, that was a 5-for-2 wipe. Huge damage right there. Big team fight. And like you said, the power bars are nearly even right now. So John Cena really have to figure out what they want to do after they lose a push. Right, so they're defending the wound the first time. They had the wound taken the second time, but they just can't get the positioning they need to finish off a team fight. And a lot of that is Cuban Raftriders making sure they put pressure on the forward point. In fact, the first upgraded point that Cuban Raftriders put down were on the C point.
Yep, and Margrave Looks like he's going in, looking for a play, gonna get some backup from the Gnosis. Are they gonna be able to pick up Boo? They do get that first kill. Margrave goes forward, uses the focus, knocks up everybody. Now he's on top of the Vidasi. They've got their Charnock laying in some huge AoE damage. Out comes the ultimate. Are they gonna pick up the Vidasi? One more auto. They do get that one. Back over to the Uncle Sven, laying in some damage. He did get down an amazing heal for his team. Trip is there for the follow-up, and maybe, just maybe, this Margrave is gonna be able to bring down the HK. They do. Margrave and Gnosis with the tag team. That's gonna be the push coming in for Cuban Raftriders.
And it looks like Trip is the only one left alive. She's going to try to 1v1 Sven right here, but there are 3 other members of Team Raftriders, and they're going to be able to take down Trip. One more auto attack's going to do it. Gnosis actually charges a little bit too far, and she goes into stealth, but one person against this push is not going to be able to stop it. It looks like, oh, everyone's spawned. This might be the chance that they need. It looks like Trip is on the wound, and she manages to get it right before dying. That's going to bring the wound score to 2-0, and not a single push so far for Team John Cena.
Definitely worth it for them, and they're not done. The tag team Dive Brothers of Margrave and Gnosis pick up another kill, and they bring down a large creature. That is huge for them. They took out a large Cerberus. That's a lot of investment. We're going to be entering the clash now, as no more creatures will be able to be spawned. We're going to see whether or not teams upgrade their last few creatures just before the game starts getting into the final stages.
And one thing that we really need to note is the Margrave Gnosis combination. Once again, we've seen that happen a lot today, and it always ends up winning the team fights, which is huge. They have so much initiation potential, and again, same with the first game they played, there's not enough CC over on the other team to really stop that engagement, especially with 2 of them, where you can have the mortar from HK, but that's not necessarily enough. You need someone who can really shut down that play, someone like Sven who can put down a pool, knock everyone back, or someone like Roland who can CC someone and just keep them locked for a really long time.
So huge amounts of power generation going to come in for the side of Cuban Raftriders. They've got 4 monsters to the 1 of John Cena. That's going to help them out a lot. Sven looking for some interesting positioning, has used the jump pad to get back up, and for the moment, it's just a waiting game. They did get one summon on the side of John Cena, but there's so much map control and aggressive positioning coming in from the side of Cuban Raftriders. We're going to see whether or not they're able to go in for something. Actually, Uncle Sven decides to go in for it. They're doing a little bit of damage there. And maybe they're going to be able to lock down a target. It's actually going to be Margrave versus the Woo. He's going to start backing up, going in for the healer. He's actually going to get hit with a lot of ultimates there. Uses his own focus, and that's going to create a lot of CC. In comes everybody. In goes the Sven. He's laying in a lot of AoE damage. Vidasi's now in a lot of trouble. They pick up 1. They pick up 2. Can they get a third? Charnock looking for one more target. He's going for the HK. Needs that fire breath. Does he have a focus up? Not yet, but he's almost there. Throws out those fireballs, picks up the kill. That's another one going over to this Charnock, and now they're going to aggress onto the Vidasi. I don't even know if they're going to need it. Maybe if they just pick up this one more kill, that's going to be the detonation from Charnock. Out comes the Meteor. They need a little bit more power. In goes the Trip. She wants to bring down this Vidasi. Vidasi's actually using all of her mobility to get away and juking around her Bloomer. Great play there, but she's really only denying the inevitable as in comes the Gnosis to help bring down this Vidasi. That's going to be the last kill in the push for Cuban Raftriders.
Cuban Raftriders still going for the shutout game. They have not lost a push so far, and it looks like the Guardian is about to attack. Sven goes pretty low, however, in the center of the fight, and now Margrave and Gnosis are both there. They're going to try to go for the wound at this point. Let's see if they can take it down. We have a lot of damage on either side of the map, but it looks like no one's exactly focusing for the wound. Woo goes down pretty low, but it looks like it's not going to be enough to kill him, and Margrave gets cleaned up. So a really, really good defense by John Cena. They were able to wipe the enemy team.
Yeah, they all spawned in at the same time, picked up enough power to get shield that it would have been over-aggressive for everybody from the side of Cuban Raftriders to go in for it. Trip and Gnosis, they backed up. They realized that they weren't going to survive that play, and now they're going to need to get another push. But with the way they've been playing in their team fighting coordination, it shouldn't be too difficult.
And when you run 3 melee characters, especially when they're Trip, Woo, and Aisling, you really need to watch out when you try to all clump on a tanky target like Margrave. And like you saw before, Sven was just raining death on them, potion after potion. AoE hits all of them and took them down extremely low, and none of those 3 are exceptionally tanky. They both have their moments of tankiness where Aisling can draw up her father into her sword and get a large armor bonus if she decides to take that upgrade. And Woo also has a couple of seconds of 90 armor when he uses his Q if he takes that upgrade as well. But when those abilities are not happening, they're really, really squishy.
Oh, Margrave and Gnosis look to be going onto a target. HK, he's going to need to be careful as Margrave is going to to look to close on him. Charnock doing a lot of good damage from afar. He's hitting the HK, who's actually perched up and fortified. HK might go down. Trip from the side of, not Cuban Raftriders. That was actually, no, they do pick up that kill. So that's going to be one more kill going over to Cuban Raftriders. Maybe they can push forward onto this fortified HK. Gnosis looking for a play, as well as the Margrave. They really need to find a target that they're willing to commit on. Killing Cador doesn't give you any experience, so I'm not sure why they focused him down, but it doesn't really matter. And Uncle Sven using a couple of good potions, and for the moment we have a little bit of lull in the action as everybody from the side of Cuban Raftriders decides to back up and try and heal.
Yeah, and Cuban Raftriders know that they can really sit back at this point. They have the 3 creature advantage to 1. They can just wait for their natural power generation, and that will probably end up getting them a push. They might need 1 kill depending on how close John Cena's bar is. I don't know quite how fast it's going up, but they do have more of a power bar to begin with, so that's something that they're going to have to watch out for. But in the meantime, it looks like both teams they don't want to give up a death. That's huge. Any death is going to change this. Either way, 1 death for Cuban Raftriders is going to guarantee John Cena the push.
And in goes the Margrave. He goes in with the focus. That's huge damage coming in from the Naga, and that's going to give them so much damage onto the Trip. They do pick up that first kill. Now they can start aggressing forward, looking for the HK. Sven is trying to back them up, trying to get down a bounce pad or maybe a little bit of the dot damage. Margrave and Gnosis going in. Can they find one of their targets? They managed to pinch in onto Cador. Again, he doesn't give any experience.
Yeah, and so far this game has been super kill heavy. Both teams have been really trying to fight it out, and it's changed a little bit near the end near Clash. Both teams realize how much is at stake here. 1 kill could really just change it all, and that Trip getting caught out in the back line was really big. And now we see Cuban Raftriders, they're fine to just sit back and poke. That's all they really need to do, is just sit back and poke. They have the creature advantage, and it looks like they're doing just that. They're poking out of the windows over here, and as you can see, the cover that they have, it hasn't been taken down because they have not lost a push yet. If we look at the other side, John Cena, they don't have any cover on those windows.
Trip beat Trip. Trip is going to get stunned out by that Cerberus. Great defense there by the side of Cuban Raftriders. Can John Cena's Trip get out of there? Taking a lot of damage. 1 more auto attack is going to bring her down. That's going to be the kill, and that's going to be a huge advantage for the side of Cuban Raftriders. A little bit more passive power generation, and they have got the next push. Maybe they can go in for the finishing wound.
Yeah, this could be the shutout we've been talking about. HK is getting pretty low. He walks through the Naga's poison, which is a little bit unfortunate for him. Oh, nice Kobe from Sven is going to be applying another DOT to him. However, we do have the Dalsy healing him up, so it's not going to be too impactful quite yet. But there goes the Guardian. It has attacked. Guardian's been brought down. Health bar is going down lower and lower.
Oh, the
Sven's
ultimate
in the back
from
of the
the
fight.
Charnock.
Huge Charnock ultimate. They have 3 members of their team bashing on the Guardian. That's going to be the win for Cuban Raftriders.
Yeah, really good AoE control. They didn't actually upgrade a lot of their back creatures for a while. I actually think they didn't upgrade any of their back creatures, so that could have upped their passive power generation, but they still kept very good map control, and we've seen teams just sit on that forward point of the enemy team once they find advantage and never give it up.
Yeah, and upgrading a creature costs a focus point, and I don't think we can really deny how impactful Cuban Raftriders' focus points, or just focus abilities, were that game. We saw so much damage coming out from the entire team. Margrave was really big on those. We saw some great initiations there, great counter initiations, and I think that decision to do that, it was definitely risky. It was hugely risky, but they were able to make it. They were able to pull it off with great team fights and great focuses.